Today we're going to create this right here. This is my exercise 14. Please take a screenshot of this, and I will take this and put it on my second screen and then build from it. So let's come up with a plan of action how we want to build this. So I'm going to say I'm going to just start on this view right here. So I'm going to create a plane, and I could make this symmetric, but I'm not going to on this time. I'm just going to build this as it is in this plane and then do lots of extrudes and pull up this surface, pull up this surface, and then I can add my blends after. So let's get started. All right, we're using OnShape, and this is a free subscription. I'm going to create document. I'm going to call this all right, so we're going to hide this plane. So let's left click, hit Y for hide. Now we're going to click on our top view, and then I'm going to pull this in. So click, hold, and drag that in there. So I'm going to use my middle mouse button to pan, hold that down, it pans. Right mouse button allows me to rotate, and scroll wheel zooms in and zooms out. Let's go back to top. Let's start building this, and I will start with a sketch. Sketch on the top, and let me go with a center point rectangle here. Click on this guy right here, and we're going to go 100 millimeters wide. We can go just approximately, and then we got to go 35 tall. So 135, there we go. Let's hit D for dimension. Let's dimension this guy. Here to here is 100. Enter. Here to here is the 35. Okay, sometimes it does that. Control Z to get back out of that. D for dimension to get back, and then click here to here, and then 35, enter. Okay. Next we want to build our, we can build a circle if we want. So let's put a circle here. Circle. Yep, and if we put it in line with this, we know it's centered. There we go. Now we hit D for dimension and check that. Let's go 16, enter, and let's hit D for dimension again. We're going to move it from, check this distance to this wall. Here to here, and that's going to be 15. Now I'm going to create another circle, C for circle, dragging it off there. D for dimension, 16, enter, and then D for dimension, and we're going to go 15 from this edge to here. D for dimension, 15. Okay. Next we need to build another rectangle up here. So let's build that, and this is going to be 110 millimeters from the bottom. So we can change this to a corner rectangle now, and might as well go from here all the way to here, and we can hit D for dimension. This is our origin, so this is really important. We can take everything off of this. So this here to the left, and the width of this is 20 on one side, and D for dimension to get that back. And then click here to here, and then this is 20 also. Okay, 20. Now we get hit. We're still on D, so we can click this all the way up here, and then we got to go with 110. Enter. Okay, and then let's go over here to circle. Circle. We can take a. We can kind of hover over this and then go straight up, and it gives us this dotted line. That means we're centered in there. So we're going to go with that right there. We're going to hit D for dimension, and we're going to make this 40. Enter. Okay, now D for dimension. We're going to position that circle. And the position of that is 90. Enter. We can hit M for trimming. We're going to trim this guy off. Trim that guy off. Now we got to make another circle in here. Let's hit C for circle. We're going to click on that. You see how it's a little off? I'll fix that in a second. No problem. Let's hit D for dimension, and we're going to make this 30. All right, and let's center this. So to center it, I'm going to click on the blue dot, click on the black dot, and sorry, let's try this again. Blue dot, black dot, and then go over here to coincident, and then it will shift it back. All right. So next we need to build a 20 millimeter wide area over here, so corner rectangle, and we're going to go from this face to, I'd say about that. So D for dimension, clicking on here to here, and we're going to go with 10, so 10 on the left, and then 10 on the right. Okay, and D for dimension, here to here is 25. Now we want to have this a line go all the way over here. So let's hit L. We're going to create a line, and it's going to go right to there. And I want it to be perfectly flat. There we go. Same thing over here we can do. Okay, and now we're going to hit M. We're going to trim this guy. Trim. M, trim that guy. Alright, so we will, when we extrude it, we'll pull up this a little bit taller than the rest. Okay, and let's go take a look at our drawing. Alright, I think we're good. So let's do, let's finish this. Green check. And now we're going to go to the extrusions. Extrude. We're going to extrude this surface and this surface. Let's flip it. I'm going to move this over. We're going to flip that, and the depth of that is 10 millimeters. Enter. Might as well fill in that one, that one, that one. We're going to be raising this one up a little bit further so we can truly unselect that one. Okay, let's say okay. So I created it. It hides the sketch automatically, so we can go over here to click on show that sketch again. Alright, so now we're going to extrude this up, and we're going to click on starting offset. We're going to go with 45 tall max, and then the starting offset is 10. And we're going to flip this. Green check. Now we got to do this right here, extrude that. Click there, here, and here. On this one, we're going to go with the starting offset. We're going to go with 15 here, and then 20 here. Okay, green check. Now we need to bring this here, just this face, up past. So we have to do that. Let's go extrude this guy right here. We're going to do a starting offset. So it's going to be offset 35. Actually, it's going to be 5. And 35 is our offset. There we are. It automatically unioned it together. That's good. Now we're going to go and build this one. We're going to make another one and go down 10 millimeters. So let's extrude this here, opposite way. 10. Okay, and it's a new. We can do add, and we can say merge with this guy if we want to. If you don't like that, we could do a union afterwards. Okay, so now you see these are different colors, so they're actually separate parts. So let's go over here to Boolean union. We're going to union this, this, this. Might as well union all of them. Okay, we're going to have to do this in steps. This guy and this guy. Now we see they're all the same color. So, and we only have one part. That's great. Perfect. All right. Now we're going to add a chamfer to that back edge. We're going to go 30 millimeters. Okay. Now we're going to put a fillet on this top and this area right here. 10 millimeters sounds good. Okay. Now we need to round these edges on the back side. Right here. 1, 2, 3. And let's rotate it. Let's get this other side. 4. And those are, so it's going to be 35 divided by 2. Green check. And looks like we need to thicken this up a little bit. It's missing that one little chunk. So here's what we can do. We can get rid of that fillet right there. And we can extrude this up right in there. That's good. We could say up to face if we wanted to. Up to face, and then we'll say that's our face. Green check. All right, that looks better. There we go. Now we're going to go back to our fillet. Click that. Let's click this guy. That's quite large. I'm going to change it to 10. Matches our drawing. There we are. Now that is doesn't seem to match up, so we must have changed it and goofed it. So let me put in 35 here. There we are. All right, that looks better. That looks like what our drawing calls out. We didn't see any type of step there, so I just simply redid that chamfer and changed it. All right, so that is, let me clean this up a little bit. Let me hide that, click Y, click on it, click Y, that hides the sketch and everything. All right, and we can get an isometric here. All right, so that's our 3D model. Now we will create a drawing for this. So let's go down here, this plus sign. We're going to create a drawing. ANCB millimeters. Okay. And let's click on our part. Let's drop it into position. And we want a projected view off of this one. There we are. Now we want to isometric put over here. Let's go over here to insert view, drop that down, isometric, and we can slide this over here into there. Okay. So let's start dimensioning this. And we can hit D for dimension or click that right there. And let's click so these holes outside. If we want to go outside, it doesn't seem to want to get those, but here's how you do that. We'll go to maximum or minimum dimension. Click there, there, and there we go. We got maximum in. Go back to D. Thickness of that guy. Distance to here. Let's go back to that maximum. Choose this line to here. We want the maximum of that. You could also get it in this view right here. Okay, back to D for dimension. Let's choose that one, 30, 40. This is a 2x, so let's double click on that guy. Let's hit 2x space. Left click out of it. Okay, and D for dimension. Let's get our thickness here. We got 15, and then here to here is 20. It's getting a little close. I'm going to kind of reposition this and reposition that. Okay. Back to D. Let's check this dimension here, here to here. We got 20. We could probably, I don't think we need anything from this view right here. Let's click on it and delete that guy. All right, let's pull these views down. The other view sticks to it. All right, let's go for D. We get a radius here, radius here. Get this guy here. Thickness of that guy. Thickness of this guy. We can hit escape, pull this guy down. Let's give an angle of this guy. D for dimension, click on there, click on here. We get a 45. Escape, get out of that so we can grab these and pull these down. And create a dimension here. D for dimension here and there. 25 to that, and that's it's kind of continuous. So that completes our drawing and model for exercise 14. Thanks for watching.